Welcome back to Ritz Iron Horse. It's been quite a time since I've done anything else, and figured this morning was the opportunity to do it, just because I was too damn tired last night. Sit here with a cup of coffee staring out my windows during this little flu pandemic we have going on. And I guess today we're going to talk about tools and the importance of them. Also, I will give you an update on how things are going and possibly when the business can be expected to be up and running. So, I guess we'll start with the business first. I am hoping by the fall to have not only a permanent home to do this out of, because I've decided that a storage unit is just going to be way too cold in the winter, but also I don't feel like being booted out because I'm working in there. That's just how things are up this way in Wisconsin. People get pretty edgy about things. So a lot of my effort, besides building Noble, rebuilding Noble, is pretty much having a house by the end of near August. And everyone's telling me different. It's not the time to do it. Well, perfect time to do it because people are going to be giving out loans like crazy at low interest and all this happy horseshit. But so, and I need a place to store older parts bikes and things of that nature. I was told when I was attending MMI, if you're going to start your own business, just start collecting things here and there. Parts, bikes, whatever you can get your hands on. It's cheap. And last night I actually purchased a pair of mid-80s, early 70s carburetors that I'm going to rebuild and hopefully have up for sale eventually. Or I'll use them for a project. They're Kenchi carburetors, and when I get them identified, I will post that up. Now, how you do that, you pretty much call the manufacturer, give them the serial number, and they can trace that carburetor what it was originally on. Typically, anyway. Or if they can, you just do some research yourself and identification of the CB carb. Not hard. Neither is rebuilding carburetors, you just need to keep track of your stuff and know what you're doing. So, I've been investing heavily in rebuilding a toolbox, and I reacquired my old machinist box, my Kennedy, that yesterday I was hoping to strip down, but the wind was not cooperating. Anything I hit with the air cleaner would have just gone everywhere else. It's going to be a spray bomb job, unfortunately, because I don't have a air compressor or a gun. But it's a toolbox, so, just smooth it out with some sandpaper and call it good. The color scheme for the bike I have chosen, that probably won't be done until next year, because I do want to ride this year. And I could just live with the imperfections in the tank. The previous owner must use some dirty rags, and he's got swirls on the top of the tank. So I'll just buff him out as best I can this year and call it good. Alright, now back onto our actual hand tools. If you're just starting out, some cheap tools aren't going to hurt you. I mean, I'm rebuilding a whole box. Used to have quite a few tools. I don't know what happened to them. Well, I do know what happened to them, but I can't prove it. It seems to be the very common scenario with people. A lot of my specialty tools I had for Harley Davidsons were lost, or unfortunately I had to make ends meet, and part of it because I didn't think I'd be doing this ever again. So we'll start with important things like dial gauges, vernier calipers, angle gauges, and torque wrenches. These are the things you want to spend your money on because they are very sensitive tools. So the qualities of metal matter. You can get away with cheap deep sockets and ratchets and things like that, but you're going to want to invest in good ones eventually because they are more precision machined. It's like I have some Duralast stuff, I have some Pro stuff, or whatever it is. I have a few Craftsman, I have some Milwaukee stuff. And get making money eventually, I either plan on buying Craftsman or Milwaukee consistently. I've had Snap-on tools, they're nice, don't get me wrong. But they are just way too expensive. If I'm making money left and right, yeah, that'd be one thing, but so if you're starting out, get your big basic stuff, spend the extra money though, spend a little bit of that money. Now if you see a box of drill bits, say like 10 for $7-9, they're probably shitty drill bits. A good drill bit will probably cost you $9 individually. You're working with wood and things like that, that's fine, but when you're working with metal and aluminum, you're going to want the good drill bits, the carbide, or whatever they're called. I do have a $20 drill. When I really start using it, I don't expect it to last very long. It's a Hyper Tough. It's a Walmart brand. Wish they actually released a new brand in the last few months here. I have not yet seen any reviews on those. It's like my Dremel was a Hyper Tough. I recently just bought an actual Dremel. So, and a flex shaft for engraving. You used to think, yeah, you can stick the Dremel in your hand and do anything with it. Well, I found out the flex shaft is so much easier. So you spend that $25 at your local hardware store for one of those. I went down to our Fleet Farm yesterday, and not only did I buy myself a pair of Milwaukee 6-in-1 wire snips, but I also bought tool organizers, like the socket organizers. 3 for $10. Fleet Farms, they will save you a lot of headache of chasing sockets around, as long as you keep them organized and put them back in place. Things like elbows and spark plug tools, don't skip out on those. Spark plug tools are useful, especially when the spark plug is a pain in the ass to get out of the hole. The socket has a rubber grip in it. These little things that are either $1 more or maybe $1 less in some cases do make your life easier. I did pick up a Voltmeter, a new one with an amp clamp. I do have a blue point, but I cannot get the leads for it anymore unless I scavenge them from somewhere else. So it's kind of hard to find and figure out sometimes. And eventually, if my business gets off the ground and is successful within 3 to 4 years, yeah, I'm going to pretty much upgrade my tools. You know, it's your lifeblood of your business. That's it. So recently there has been a lot of discussion in the Focus community, which I've gone back to a solo practitioner. So for those of you who don't know, Asatru is a native European religion. And I was in the Focus grouping for a long time. It has pretty much gone right down the tubes, I think, with a lot of the Orthodox bunch, as I like to call them. I posted something on the Facebook page a while back about Odinism, clubs, and patches, and explaining some differences and probably what to do and what not to do. Man, there's a little bit of that in there. So I went back to solo practice because I wanted to do my own thing, and I'm tired of paying dues to people. And right now everyone's in a panic about the whole COVID-19 stuff, and I'm pretty much just sitting on my hilltop ignoring it. I've seen boats in the rivers and bikes out in the road already. So the whole quarantine thing isn't working. Or the whole stay-at-home order they got in place. I'm sorry if you hear noises in the background. We have 3 cats and 2 of them are fat and they sound like pigs. But yes, alright, I know what I was going to talk about. So there is a big deal about bands like Hellong and Wardrana opening their concerts to everybody. Well, my views on that, that is what they do for a living. And they need a customer base. And a lot of the time, there's a lot of the more uppity folkish that get all pissed off because of that. Well, that's what they do, and that's how they make their money. There's not enough of us around the world right now to support them on a consistent basis, especially with a lot of the free media we have. You know, you go on YouTube, type up the latest song, and listen to it all day long. Some of these people, they care more about their data, and they will buy the albums, or they will go to the concerts because they're closer and they live in the big metropolitan areas. And in the areas, if you know anything about how this works, there are pretty undesirable individuals in these areas that go. So it makes sense that they keep a customer base. And that's how Ritz Iron Horse is going to work. I will not turn down money or work from somebody. However, I will only hire folkish heathens, and that's if I ever get to that point. And the argument's going to come up as well, you're not folkish. Well, if I'm not then. Because there's not enough of you folkish guys out there riding bikes that more than likely can't do your own stuff because you either had to learn it or it's kind of a mark of pride to learn it. To support a business and keep it flowing, there's just not enough people. But anyways, I think that's going to be it for this little audio cast. And I'll be uploading this to Library and YouTube. And I really don't care what people think, so I will catch you on the sunny side up. And may your ancestor watch over you. The videos for a lot of our other stuff is probably going to start slowing down. I kind of feel the others that are in the country need to take place in this stuff too. So, alright, I will talk to you guys next time. Thanks for tuning in.